real big into Robotech and all that.
Robot jocks.
Yeah. But this, I like the design of this character. I like the fact that they're like talking about it being it's a living being.
Yeah, and it's basically the
creature of some sort or something, whatever it is.
In the
I don't know yet.
Yeah, exactly. in the physiology of the actual Eva, it's like those restraints that it's being kept under is controlling that thing too.
Right.
There's some sentience in it, but not much from what you see so far.
Right.
And then all those armor plates and everything that helps it run and all the power, because it does run on an umbilical cord.
Right.
Which you don't see that in the first episode, but that's coming up. And it takes a massive amount of power to run something that big, for everything that it is, even though it is a cyborg.
Right.
So you don't know the weapon capabilities, what it's actually going to do hand to hand, is it going to fire giant guns, whatnot, and it's all being piloted by a young boy.
Yeah.
Or a young girl.
How old is he? Like 12, 14?
I think
like
he's
that?
13, 14.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So,
because there's times where I think he's younger.
Yeah.
And times when I feel like then he'll talk and I'm like, okay, he's a little bit older.
He's kind of that age, to where it's the junior high age almost, to where everything's still confusing. You're still growing up. And they get into a lot of that throughout the series as well.
Okay.
Just a normal part of, being a kid.
Right.
And just this first episode really kind of just draws you into the world, which they do a good setup for it.
I agree.
So we'll end the first episode on that right there. Again, if there's anything that you want to discuss or basically have us mention or something that you noticed on that first episode as well, not necessarily anything that we have to talk about on a later episode, but anything in this first episode that you want us to see, hit us up on dropculturepodcast@gmail.com. Give us your impressions of that first episode. We'll definitely read off anything that you have to say about that first episode.
You can always hit us on the Twitter, the Instagram, Facebook, any of that stuff as well.
Yeah, YouTube.
I would, and I think as I mentioned in the preview, forthcoming there will be, the option if you do reach out and you do want to talk a little bit, let us know because we definitely have the technology to make that happen.
Yes, like the $6 million man.
That's right. He will be stronger.
We have a computer. So
we have the interwebs.
If you like this episode, definitely recommend us to your friends. If there's again something that we missed or something that we're not really discussing a little bit more in depth, we'll definitely do that.
And I'm going to do a quick shout out to when we originally talked about, or you originally talked about this on our podcast. Parker really sold me on watching this show. I mean, our conversation was great, but he had mentioned that he wanted to hear more talk about Ava.
Yeah,
and I said, Brock's on adventures with Imperial Team.
Still going to reach out, and we are going to talk.
What was really cool though was I said, hey, just do me a favor, just pitch me on it.
Yeah,
and it was really good.
Yeah,
it was really good. Now maybe I'll share that.
Yeah, we'll share that on the next episode. And this week, if you are watching along with us, we're gonna just take an episode a week. When we can, if we miss a week or something like that, we definitely are going to come back and finish everything up. But overall impressions, if you guys, again, have your impressions for it, let us know.
Yeah.
And if you liked it, definitely hit the like button or come to any of our other podcasts.
That's right. Yeah. Check out the, the Drop Culture podcast. You can check out our quick casts. You can jump into our After Dark.
Yes.
Which is going to be a new little spin-off, if you will.
Spin-off, just like this one is.
That's right.
This is the special edition.
It'll be like the facts of life to our different strokes.
Right. And in case I didn't introduce myself at the very beginning, my name is Brock. And if you've listened to any of our episodes, you know who we are. I'm Brock.
I'm Dan.
And Dan across the way from me here. So we'll talk to you next time. We're going to sign out of the Drop Culture Podcast Studios tonight. So you guys have a good night, and we will talk to you soon.